Good day, Team Pastas. Manu, once again. Today we are going to journey through France, obviously, and I'm going to introduce you to the wines of Famille Quiot. This is going to be one of my favorite things because the Famille looks over Châteauneuf-du-Pape properties that we represent, and also a property in Provence. And when it comes to wines in my life, Châteauneuf-du-Pape is my be-all, end-all. But first, we are going to start with their Houchard winery, which you will be doing a pre-sale soon on their Rosé, the 2021, which just came into our warehouse 2 weeks ago. So I will send up some wine for you guys to sample out. So Houchard, which is this label right here, okay? This particular wine is made up of, I have to cheat just to make sure I have the vintage correct. Cinsault, Grenache, Syrah, and Thibodeau, which is indigenous to the Provence area. The vines are about 35 years in average. Strawberry notes, some melon fruits, just a really, really nice, fuller bodied style rosé. I do very, very well with this across the country. Text sheets are attached for everything we're doing today. I will send pictures, obviously, as well, as we go through quite a few things here today. But this is at 95% of what we do from Famille Quiot's property of Houchard is this particular wine, the rosé. They do a blanc and a rouge that we also bring into the States, and they do a basically a single vineyard version of this rosé as well. But the main thing we deal with is this day to day. On the next wine, as we go into the Southern Rhone Valley, we are going to start with the Châteauneuf-du-Pape Blanc. So this particular wine, such nice fruits. I'm cheating. Predominantly Grenache Blanc on this. Just so many layers, even some nice minerality to it. I love a good Châteauneuf-du-Pape Blanc. The best thing about this wine is the price point. It's pretty much right there with the Châteauneuf-du-Pape Rouge. The thing with Famille Quiot is we represent 5 wineries from them currently. And what that does is they don't have to make everything on one winery. So they have a very, very aggressive gross profit margin strategy that helps us bring wines to you at a better price. So you have Châteauneuf-du-Pape and Châteauneuf-du-Pape Blanc that you're selling retail full boat for 50 and under, which is fabulous. And these gets 92 points on this one, particular vintage, 93 points on the previous with Wine Spectator. The Rouge I'll talk about a little bit. Let me talk about the Famille. If you look at every necker of any wine from Famille Quiot that you have, you will see up top, maybe I should use something that will show up in the light. Up top on the necker, it will say Famille Quiot 1748. The lineage goes back that far to working the vineyards in the Rhone Valley. And currently we are in the 13th generation. You will have a quick hello from Florence, who is working this winery currently with her brother Jean-Baptiste. She runs the business side of things. Jean-Baptiste is a winemaker, and together they are, like I said, they are the 13th generation of the Quiot family running this operation. And we couldn't be luckier to be representing their wines in the United States, and you now in Minnesota for us. The next wine we are going to do is we're going to go into Rhone and do Côte du Rhône, do a Côte du Rhône Village de Plaine de Dieu. This is just Grenache and Syrah. And we have the Côte du Rhône, we have a couple of Côte du Rhône villages. This is just one of my favorite Côte du Rhône villages that they represent for us in the U.S. And so that's the one that I kind of put forward to Mike and the boys. Hopefully you enjoy it as much as I do, but the price point to have a Côte d'Aron Village and hit the pricing we are, like I said, a lot of their wines are very, very affordable for what's inside the bottle. So again, that is Grenache and Syrah based. The next wine, and I'm gonna, like I said, send pictures. When I was out there in December, the vineyards are very, very rocky, if you've heard that about the Rhone region. It's basically, you don't even see any of the dirt. You just see rocks. And what that does is, like with the winds from the Mistral coming through the vineyards and cooling things down at night, the sun that hit the rocks all day long gets them warm, and it helps keep the ground and keep the vines warm during the evening when the temperature drops quite a bit. Now, for one of the best priced Gigondas in this country, staying with Chateau de Chignon, which I did not mention, that is the name of the winery that the Côte d'Aron Village come from and the Gigondas come from. They also do some varietal specific whites, Marsanne, Roussanne, Viognier, things like that, and a Bum de Venise. But now we're going to do the Gigondas. You should be, right now, I believe on your first order, you got 2016. Now, this is going to be Grenache, Syrah, Cinsault, and Mourvedre. Again, this is 92 points with James Suckling. Is Wine Spectrum and Wine Enthusiast Press on this as well. Again, another really good value. So you're looking pretty much full boat at $40 retail for a Gigondas of this quality. A tough Thursday night in the evening. This is the way to end the day, right? Now, we're going to go to the Châteauneuf-du-Pape Rouge. They do have 3 properties that we deal with. The other 2 will probably start as a pre-sell if you need something because somebody doesn't want something that's everywhere. I can handle that, but the day-to-day is going to be the Lazaret. Actually, that particular property got its name through monks from back in the late 1600s. The vineyard itself, 18th century. So with Vieux Lazaret, trying to make this bottle go farther today, you are looking at a Châteauneuf-du-Pape that has all 13 original approved grape varietals in there, 8 of which are red, as you know, and 5 being of a white grape. Now, predominantly, the main mixture of this wine is 67% Grenache, 22% Syrah, and 5% Mourvedre, 6% being the other 10 varietals in this. So with this particular Châteauneuf-du-Pape, something I learned when I was over there, first, just at the winery Lazaret. If you've been, I know you guys have been to many wineries with your team, and you've seen, you know, they have catwalks where they're going up above the fermenters, and you have the open tops where they can, you know, do what they need to do. Here, instead, it's its own floor. It's an entire grate system like a floor, and you have these little bubbles pop up, which are the tops of the fermenting tanks. And I do have a picture of that. It was pretty cool. Also, with that, you see a lot of squared off tanks. So like when you have the rounded and you have all that wasted space in between, they have a lot of squared off tanks that you don't have that. And then the next thing, with this particular wine, aged in 5, from what I recall from Jean-Louis, who is their export manager, who you will see at some point, 5 different barrel aged. So you have new oak, 1 year used, 2 year, 3 year, and 4 year. Everything's put in the barrels. They blend the 1 through 4 year barrels together, and then they bleed in some of the new oak wine to come with the house style. And any year that there's a lot of the new oak wine left, then they make something called Cuvée Exceptionnel. I just happen to have a Magnum. Oh, darn. Right now, we just went into the 16 vintage on that, and that has 95 points. So their press is undeniable and consistently, 92 plus for the last 5 vintages of the Chateauneuf du Pape. I love this wine. It is so beautifully put together, well-rounded, so many layers, and the finish is fantastic. Again, you have 93 points on this from Wine Spectator on the vintage you have in your warehouse. That is a brief little trip through Chateauneuf du Pape and the wines from Famille Quiot. Florence has a little message to say hello that I will be tagging under this one. I hope you enjoy selling these wines as much as I do. You could not have a better value of such quality wine coming out of the Rhone region and also Provence. So till I see you, we're about a month away, and I'm looking forward to it. By the time you get this, happy April, 1 month down. The rest of our lives to go. Go Team Pastis.